So there was this Twitter thing on women who've been in jail. One of them was shaking her ass up at there. Oh, I hope they have everything I taped on their goddamn body cams because I want to pull it as evidence. They kept asking me if I understood my rights, and I kept saying no, 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 no. And then he made me say yes. And I did not want to say yes because I did not understand how I could call those cocksuckers up and say, I'm coming to see my son after DCSF said you can basically, they keep calling on you and it's bullshit. And so I went to go see my son. I knocked on the door and I said, let me see my son. I know you're in there. They moved the cars. I did not call my son and tell him I was coming to see him. I called, apparently, they stole the EPO out of my car. This is what the Burbank police did to me. They said, call us when you get there. And then when I called them and I said, I'm here, they said, don't move. And then they said, we're going to tow your car because it's 8 inches away. And I was like, I said, I haven't taken my medicine today. And he said, well, they'll give it to you in the hospital. Guess, and I had it on me. And they refused to give me my Lyrica. The next day, I asked for a wheelchair to go see my public defender, and they said, you're saying no, and I hadn't had my medicine. And he started pushing me back. I said, no, I want to see her. He goes, no, you go back to jail. And then when my arraignment came around, I said, let me see my judge. Because the night before, I got so aggravated. I had told him I had 2 brain tumors. And I kept talking about their little dicks. And I kept saying, you want to fuck your partner. They did not care. They did not let me be arraigned because of David Harris being part of the Kiwanis. And as soon as you walk into the Burbank Kiwanis or the Burbank Police Department, you see a monument and it says the Kiwanis help. My son has been so fucking brainwashed that he won't talk to me. Plus, I fucking atom bombed on him because of all the aggravation, the shame, the degradation, the alienation, and everything all of them caused for the last 5 years without helping me. I'm never gonna help you again. I called him up several times to ask him to come play pool or something with his grandson. I had a rotting septic tube in my gut. I didn't know how to talk. I have 2 brain tumors. They wouldn't let me have my day in court. They wouldn't let me be arraigned. They kept me in jail another day, and then I went back to the hospital that night. They didn't take me back in the morning. I didn't get my Lyrica. I didn't get my hydrocortisone. I didn't have my Lamictal. They put me in Linwood after that. They wouldn't let me be seen on they wouldn't let me be seen on Friday. They said I had to wait till Monday to be arraigned, and then they put me on a bus from Linwood and took me there, and I'm sick, and I'm supposed to be walking, and my walker's in my car. I asked for a wheelchair, and they kept saying there's shit on it. And then I kept telling the stupid cop that I had to go to the bathroom. And I shit my pants because he wouldn't let me go to the bathroom. I tried to kill myself and they wouldn't give me water. I had to drink my own tears. That was an experience. That was the day I went viral. They put me in Linwood jail. And then they put me in hospital jail. And I'd never been in hospital jail before. That's where I learned about pepper bullets. Why do we have to have peace officers using live ammo? Why do we have to have criminals to be fighting crime? That's wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. Those boys in blue need to be carrying pepper bullets. Everybody live ammo. There don't need to be any more dead children. They put me in jail. And I figured out concrete was softer than metal. You know how I figured that out finally? I had 2 seizures because I didn't have my medication. I had to sleep on metal one day because my sympathetic nervous system was tearing up. And I had to sleep on the metal because my spine was so hot. And they did that to me on purpose. They tortured me. And then the night I was supposed to be free, they imprisoned me another night. They wouldn't let me go because I didn't have anybody to come pick me up. They did that on purpose too. And all I wanted to do was see my son. See his face. I hadn't seen his face in so long. He didn't understand all the anguish that those people caused me. They knew what they were doing to me. They knew they were alienating me even more. They were happy I tried to kill myself. They even called and told them to leave me in the really psych ward. When I kept saying you guys need to run MMPIs, you need to make these places more kind, an arboretum, and you keep people like they're in jail. Like they're in jail. And it's a psych ward where you should be walking outside and being free. I went body surfing the first time there because after 3 days I started to walk out that door because I knew they only had a 3-day hold. He held me another 10 days and I had to fight for my freedom. I had to look on the rights and then I had to write down every violation that fucking place was doing to me. And they violated my rights by pumping me full of Thorazine and giving me Risperdal and Benadryl and some other drug. They made me sign a clinical trial after they pumped me full of Thorazine. I didn't need those drugs. I'm not delusional. I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. They didn't want to read my books. They didn't want to believe me. I said, look me up on Amazon. And then the nurses were like, yeah, we know they're illegal clinical trials. We know. So that's been my experience. This is why I never want to see my son again.